Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video lecture, we are going to solve new questions of payload sums from Keith Williams. I hope you are comfortable solving many payload sums, be it from Keith Williams or R.K. Bari, because I have already uploaded many lectures of payload questions on my channel. So if you have watched all of those lectures, practiced all the questions with me, then you should be very comfortable and confident in solving payload questions and other payload questions as well. So let's start with today's question number one, which will be question 41. Given the following data, calculate the maximum traffic load. So we have been given basic empty mass, takeoff mass, DOM, takeoff fuel, also known as fuel on board, zero fuel mass and maximum zero fuel mass. Okay. So we have to calculate traffic load. Now the formula for traffic load is regulated takeoff mass equals to dry operating mass plus payload plus takeoff fuel. Now considering this formula, we have takeoff fuel with us, we have DOM, we have to find out payload, and regulated takeoff mass can be found out. How? Let's draw two columns, one for takeoff mass and the second one for zero fuel mass. In the takeoff mass column, we are going to write the value for takeoff, which is 53,000 kg or 53. In the zero fuel mass column, you are going to write the formula zero fuel mass plus takeoff fuel or fuel on board. Now in this question, we have two values for zero fuel mass. One, zero fuel mass under current conditions. That is, in this particular aircraft, currently the zero fuel mass is 40,800 and the maximum limit to which zero fuel mass can go is 45,000. So in the formula, we are going to include or write the value 40,800 because that is the value which is currently applicable to your aircraft loading conditions. Maximum zero fuel mass is the limit they are talking about. Okay. So currently our zero fuel mass of aircraft is 40,800 and takeoff fuel is 12,200, so 12.2. Total will be 53.0. Now between 53 and 53, so both values, from both the columns, the takeoff mass has come out as emerged to be 53 and 53. So our regulated takeoff mass will be 53, whether you consider takeoff mass column or zero fuel mass column. Next, dry operating mass is 32.5. Payload we do not know. Takeoff fuel is 12.2. Therefore, payload will be equal to 53 minus 32.5 plus 12.2, which is equal to 53 minus 44.7. So 53 minus 44.7 is 9.3. Okay. So it should be 10 point. So 53 minus 44.7. Yeah. So it should be 8.3. That is 8,300 kg is your payload or maximum traffic load. Let's go to next question. What is the maximum traffic load for an aircraft under following conditions? DOM, total fuel given and startup taxi fuel given. From this we can find out takeoff fuel, which will be equal to total fuel minus startup and taxi fuel. So 20,000 minus 350 is equal to 19,650. So your takeoff fuel or fuel on board is 19,650 kilograms. Landing mass, structural landing mass is given to you and performance landing mass given to you. Trip fuel is also given and zero fuel mass given. What is missing is takeoff mass. So we will draw only two columns, one for landing mass and another for zero fuel mass. In the landing mass column, you are going to write the value which is lower of performance limited landing mass and maximum structural limited landing mass. To that, you are going to add trip fuel. Okay, trip fuel. In zero fuel mass column, you are going to write the formula zero fuel mass plus takeoff fuel. So between maximum structural landing mass and performance limited landing mass, maximum structural limiting landing mass has lower value than the value of performance limited landing mass. So we are going to write 50,000 of 50 plus trip fuel 17. So this is equal to 67. Zero fuel mass is 51.4. Takeoff fuel is 19.65. So 51.4 plus 19.65 is 71.05. Between them, between 67 and 71.05, 67 is the lower quantity. So regulated takeoff mass is 67. Substitute this in the value correction in the formula. Regulated takeoff mass equals to fuel on board plus payload plus high operating mass. Therefore, 67 will be equal to 34 plus payload plus fuel on board is 19.65. Therefore, payload will be equal to 67 minus 34 plus 19.65, which is equal to 53.65. So 67 minus 53.65 is equal to 7 minus 4 is 3, 13.35. So payload is 13,350 kilograms. 13,350 kilograms. Okay. Next. Question 44. All up mass is equal to what? All up mass or all up weight. Maximum structural takeoff mass plus traffic load and takeoff fuel. Performance limiting landing mass plus traffic load and takeoff fuel. Zero fuel mass plus takeoff fuel and traffic load. DOM plus traffic load plus takeoff fuel. So the correct answer is 44, delta. All up mass is nothing but they are talking about takeoff mass. Now there are three ways you can get your takeoff mass, right? So the first way is this one. DOM plus operating mass, correction. Operating mass plus payload is your TOM, that is takeoff mass. Zero fuel mass plus fuel is your takeoff mass. And the third way is DOM plus useful load, nothing but your takeoff fuel and payload, which gives you takeoff mass. So out of these three ways, any one way can be right. So in the question given here, the three out of all the four options, option delta is the only correct option. DOM plus useful load or DOM plus fuel plus payload is equal to your all up mass. All other options are wrong. Okay. Question 45. Aircraft undertaking a transcontinental flight has the following masses at takeoff. What is its traffic load? Okay, so all up mass is 250,000 kg. Structural maximum structural takeoff mass is 2 lakh 65,000. Performance limited is 2 lakh 63,000. Okay. So the current takeoff mass of your aircraft is 2 lakh 50,000 kg. These two are the limitations they are talking about. And you can see the current takeoff mass, which is all of mass, is uh, less than maximum structural takeoff mass as well as performance limited takeoff mass. Okay. Fuel on board or takeoff fuel is 37,000. Tom is given 11 crew. So there is this plane has 11 pilots inside, and each of them weighs 90 kilograms. And we have to find out traffic load equals to dry operating mass plus fuel on board plus traffic. Okay, plus traffic load. So, so now over here, crew, there are 11 pilots on board, each weighing 90 kilograms. Now this crew is already a part of, okay, flight crew is already a part of dry operating mass. Okay, it's already a part of dry operating mass, so we need not consider that separately. Like, let's write here, let's substitute the values here. Regulated takeoff mass should be your all up mass of 250. Dry operating mass, which is inclusive of your pilot load, is that is your crew load, will be 175. Fuel on board is 37. And now let's find out traffic load. So traffic load will be equal to 250 minus 175 plus 37, which is equal to 250 minus 212, which is equal to 38. So the correct answer will be 38,000 kg. Okay. So what is its traffic load? Traffic load is made of your payload and your cargo. So both amounts to or both equals to 38,000 kg. So this is how you do this. With this question, I stop here. I will do the next questions in the next video lecture. I hope you have understood all the 5 questions I have done today, and I suppose you are practicing all the payload questions from RK Bali, Keith Williams, and Oxford. If you have any doubts, you encounter any questions, let me know in the comment box. I'll happily resolve them. Subscribe to this channel, please, and share this video with all your friends. All the best. See you in the next lecture.